Hello, I'm Alan Sinclair. A man in his 40s from Sandown who was struck by a car while walking on New Year's Eve has died in hospital. He's not been named by police. The collision happened at the junction of Avenue Road and High Street. The 73-year-old driver from Brading was arrested, then released while investigations continue. Police have repeated appeals for information. Royal Navy bomb disposal experts have carried out the controlled explosion of a small World War II device discovered in a garden at Wellow on the Isle of Wight. The ordnance was dug up on Friday morning. Police imposed a cordon in the area while the device was moved to a nearby field where it could be safely detonated. A demonstration to highlight women's rights issues has been taking place in Bournemouth. A march this lunchtime was one of around 20 gatherings across the country. They've been organised as a show of solidarity with oppressed women around the world. Violence against women and girls in the UK has risen by more than a third in 7 years. Meanwhile, anticipation is already building ahead of the Women's Rugby World Cup being hosted by England later this year. Today, Hampshire Women's Institute members joined players from Havant, keen to seize the opportunity to grow their sport and run with it. Bryony Leyland reports.
Out here, there's someone here. Run straight, Francesca!
Girls and women's rugby is thriving at Havant Rugby Club.
Up.
It's a joy they want others to share, inviting members of Hampshire's Women's Institutes to find out more about a game that hasn't always been available to women.
We had to play girly sports, girly things. We couldn't play. So now to see that women and girls are involved playing it, it's just brilliant.
There you go. Some tried out walking rugby, keen to dispel a myth that the Women's Institute is all about making jam and cakes.
The WI's all sorts of things. I mean, I say to new WIs, if you want to do pole dancing, that's fine, you can do pole dancing. And there's a WI in London that's a goth WI. We do lots of different events, we have lots of things, visits, but rugby's just another string to the bow.
England women's rugby team are among the top-seeded teams for the World Cup, which will be on home turf this year, with some matches played in Brighton. The hope is excitement will spread out into the community and boost the game.
A real range of different generations from kind of grassroots level, so your unders all the way up to kind of your senior citizens, and I think actually together we can really make a change.
The collaboration extends to rugby clubs and women's institutes across the south, sharing sporting and social opportunities in a year when rugby is set to be in the spotlight. Bryony Leyland, BBC South Today, Havant.
Football, it's been a day of North v South matches. Premier League Bournemouth are heading home very happy from St James's Park with 3 points after a 4-1 away win against Newcastle United. In the Championship, Oxford chalked up a 1-0 home win against Blackburn Rovers. Portsmouth were also at home, winning 2-1 against Middlesbrough. League One Reading were soundly beaten on home turf, a 3-1 defeat by Stockport County. And in League Two, Swindon were hosting Barrow and won 2-0. Our political editor, Peter Henley, and the team are here tomorrow questioning local leaders about the issues they've been dealing with.
How do you feel about electricity pylons? We are going to see a lot more going up, tens of thousands of them, in fact, to power things like artificial intelligence and to reach net zero. That's Politics South tomorrow morning from 10 on BBC One and BBC iPlayer. Let's get the weather now with Dan Downs.
Hello there. This rather dull, benign weather is continuing for a while longer with high pressure still close by. A lot of clouds still overnight tonight. A few breaks here and there might just allow for some frost, maybe some mist and fog patches in a few places into tomorrow morning as temperatures dip towards zero, and more of the same for tomorrow. Another largely cloudy day. A few holes allowing a bit of brightness through, perhaps here and there. And still feeling rather cool in the south or southeasterly breeze. Temperatures only around 4 or 5 Celsius. A weak weather front brings the risk of a bit of patchy light rain and drizzle into Monday and turning more unsettled later in the week.
We are back with the latest tomorrow at 10 to 6. Do join us again then if you can. Bye for now.